after the Lakers winning the championship, the TV ratings came out, and you know the lowest rating NBA finals of all time. I mean, dude, like you gotta think about it right now, right? The most popular team in the NBA with the biggest fan base and the most popular player in the NBA in LeBron James, like combined in the finals, right? Like you would think that the ratings would not take like a 70% dip or some kind of crazy number like that, right? Dude, like that's so bad. Like come on, dude. Like people want to downplay like, "Oh, well, obviously it's because their opponent is bad." It doesn't matter, dude. Like stuff like that shouldn't even matter when you have the biggest fan base in the NBA as well as, you know, the most popular player in the NBA, LeBron James, right? Like, dude, the big drop in the NBA should tell you that, ever since they included these social justice movements and voting, campaigns and all that stuff should tell you that, you know, that is the main reason for the drop. Like, dude, like no one wants to see that stuff. Like, dude, like when I'm watching, I get tired of it. Like every time when it goes to like a free throw, attempt, they show this, vote. Mike Breen's telling you to vote and all that. I'm like, dude, I ain't trying to hear that stuff. If I want to hear about votings and campaign stuff, I'd be watching like Tim Pool and all that stuff, right? Like, if I really want to see the news, I'm not gonna watch no freaking CNN, no Fox, or other whatnot stuff, right? All these corporations are for-profit entities, bro. Like, CNN, Fox, all that stuff you name, MSNBC, it's all BS, bro. Like, they're for-profit news. So, all this stuff about, social justice and whatnot, like, just keep on hammering it into, the viewers and stuff. Like, bro, I ain't trying to hear that stuff. I'm just trying to watch some basketball, just enjoy it, dude. I'm just a regular person who's just trying to kill some time right now when it comes to, watching sports, bro. I mean, sports is the modern day version of, gladiator fights, right? It always has been, where we see the best of the best athletes compete against each other. And, people get tired of, getting labeled certain things and stuff like that. Dude, I would get tired too. Like, keep on hearing it every day and whatnot. I mean, of course, people are gonna leave the fan base, right? Like it's just like the Star Wars stuff all over again, where basically you couldn't criticize certain things, so all in all, you're this and you're that, right? You're a misogynist. You're not for women's right. You just get labeled and stuff like that. Like same thing for the freaking NBA, right? Like all this Black Lives Matters movements and stuff like that. Like, oh, like you see this stuff, kneeling for the flag. Like, I don't care about kneeling for the flag and all that stuff, right? Like, dude, like I don't care. Like, you don't have to make a big deal out of it, but some people do, and they react, right? So why should the people that react be, you know, label certain things, and then when they're not, they just want it's just in their beliefs of certain things, right? So let's say, for example, like I don't know, like that Kaepernick dude, like I mean that dude sucks as QB, right? Straight up, he does suck. But people forget this dude was offered a contract for the Denver Broncos, and he didn't take it because he thought he was worth more. And then after After that, there was no more. He almost got signed for the Baltimore Ravens. His girlfriend straight up blasted, Ray Lewis and the owner, and he didn't get an offer after that. Like, so like, is that really blackballing, this dude, or was he given chances and he just said no, right? Like, and the argument for him, kneeling for the flag and like, oh, he got it from an Army veteran, dude. So what? The Army veteran does not speak for every Army veteran, right? It's just basically like, Black Lives Matter. You don't speak for all black people. There are black people that are against Black Lives Matter because it's a movement that can be seen as, you want to say, oh, you just want to outline, police brutality and stuff, and all that stuff. I'm like, great, great, that's all good. Police corruption is absolutely, a big issue. Police unions are corrupt. I get all that, against black people and all that stuff, but why not, do police brutality for like, every race, right? Like, that's the argument and stuff like that. And, certain people think like, Black Lives Matter is basically like a black supremacist stuff, according to, like Terry Crews, like stuff like that. Like you see that, certain people do not speak for, a lot of I guess the audience, right? Like, you know, that's just life, bro. That's just life. People aren't associated with things because you don't generalize people like that, right? So not all people, follow certain doctrines of what you want to believe, right? And I mean, this is how I see it. People get sick of it. You want to, they get goaded into like, oh, you will watch. Like, I'm not gonna watch, the NBA finals, and then people go with them like, huh, of course you're gonna watch. Stop trying to act like you are, and then boom, no one watches it, and you see people reacting like, oh, no, 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 it's not due to that. Well, I got news for you. It is due to that, right? I mean, it's happened. It's happened for many franchises. Ironically, it's Disney, right? Disney owning ESPN. It's at Disneyland. Like, isn't there like kind of, a pattern going on there? If I say so, if I, I'm thinking like is Disney is kind of like trying to be the social justice movement. Star Wars. I mean, just think about every franchise they ruined so far, right? Social justice, like, let's see, Star Wars is they messed up. Just slowly messing up Marvel, it seems like. Slowly messing up Marvel. I mean, dude. It's just like certain hidden agendas of, what they want you to believe. And, people just gobble it up and, like goldfish, right? Like, oh, this and that, you're this and that, right? I mean, and, some people, watch the NBA. They don't want to see no Black Lives Matter movement. And if they don't support it, they get labeled racist and, stuff like that they don't vibe with, right? So you're telling me basically like what? Like, so it went from like last year, which was Canada's team versus, the most popular team at the time, Golden State Warriors, where they have 4 All-Stars, right? That super team. And it draw like about like 16 million viewers, right? So you telling me the drop of 5 million next year is because I don't know, like 11 million racists stop watching? It doesn't work like that, dude. It doesn't work like that. People want to generalize a lot of things, dude. That's not how it works. And social justice in general, in theory, is great, right? Like, obviously, who wouldn't be for social justice, right? Who wouldn't be? But when you just basically hammer things in and you just keep on hammering when people are like, no, stop, and like, you know I'm not for this and all that, and you just keep on hammering in, like, dude, you just lose your fan base, right? And you get criticized for that. So we'll see what happens next year when it comes to, if the fan base in the finals changes. I mean, dude, like people want to say like, oh, like, the NBA has lost their fan base, like, 10 million gone and all that. I mean, we don't know yet. We gotta see how things react next season, right? Because Adam Silver, he is not putting any more social justice movements whatsoever. The reason why is because like they're losing money. They lose a bunch of money, and at the same time, like, dude, there's no fans right now, so there's no booing and whatnot. So, like, you would think, right, that the Kansas City Chiefs, right? They're like a small market, place. They have Patrick Mahomes and stuff. They want to do some kind of unity stuff, and that their fan base booed them. The people that came there booed them, right? So next year, like if you go to like maybe a I don't know, like a conservative state, they're paying to sit and watch a basketball game, and they do some kind of social justice message. You're most likely going to get booed. So of course Adam Silver just wants put that out there because it's gonna look bad for the NBA, right? Because, dude, the NBA is trying to capitalize on this social justice warrior stuff, but at the end of the day, social justice warriors are basically ruining what people love, right? Like she's basically becoming like a no fun environment. You can't make certain jokes anymore. You can't treat people in certain ways and stuff like that in a jokingly fashion. Like it's all just emotionless, interactions, right? Can't do this, can't do that, and that's just not fun at all, dude. Like, dude, how you go about your way in life like that, dude? You just want to like be in certain people's businesses and just like ruin their fun because your life is not really amounts to anything, right? Like, dude, like get the fuck out of here. Like, you're fucking crazy. I mean, that's how I see it. Like these blue hair, purple hair, rainbow hair ass people, bro. Like at the end of the day, dude, like mind your fucking business. Sometimes, like, dude, like you don't have to make it out like out of your way to like change certain things when you're like the vocal minority in certain things, right? And we'll see what happens if the NBA can recover. But like I said before, I think the NBA possibly might lead to a lockout because the owners don't care, right? They're billionaires, right? And, once they affect him, the TV share revenue and stuff like that, the low viewership ratings and stuff like that, less money, and that means who the billionaire is going to take it out of, right? They're gonna cut workers. I mean, ESPN's cutting workers, right? I mean, they're dealing with certain things. If you watch every political video from ESPN, you can see the low viewership rating, right? People don't want to see that. And then you compare that to the next segment of them talking about sports. They watch that. As you can see, cause and effect, right? Like, I mean, I don't know how to tell, certain people, like, dude, like, it's such an obvious answer. Dude, people don't want to see that shit, right? I don't want to see that stuff, and I'm not even voting. I don't want to see that stuff. So, oh no, like, you gotta wait and see right now. But I 100%, most definitely gonna see some kind of message on MLK Day if they do play. So NBA might be on some thin ice next season as well.